Okay, so let's start once again. So now assumptions. Okay, so we have to assume something because nothing is perfect, so we have to assume some so that we can easily design that. The following assumption made in design of riveted joint. First one is the rivet are assumed to be stressed equally. Okay, so when we place the rivets, so okay, so it's the diamond. There are different type of riveting pattern so that you can rivet. So simple pattern or diamond pattern, no matter. This one is the simple pattern. So now you are going to place, these are the rivets. So now here it says the rivets are stressed equally. So no matter at the place, here the stress developed in the each rivets are equal. So that if you say here the rivets in this direction 1, 2 and 3. So if we compare the stress developed in 1 and 2 and 3, the stress developed 1, 2, 3 are the same. So now here if you nominate that nomination, first rivet, second, third and fourth rivet. So now if you take first, second, third, fourth, so if you find the stresses developed in all these four rivets, the stress developed all these four are the same. So these are the first assumptions. Now second one is the rivets hole is assumed to be filled completely by rivets. Okay, so there is the again, as you know, so already discussed that after making the hole. So hole, this is the hole in which we have to insert the rivet. This is the rivet. So there are two type of dia. First one is the grass dia. So grass dia is the hole made in the member. This is the hole made in the member. And now here this is your nominal dia. Nominal dia represented by phi and grass dia is represented by d. So what is the difference is because here nominal dia is a little bit low, little bit less than the dia of the hole. Because if the whole dia is equal to the rivet dia, then it's possible that insertion or riveting, when you are going to insert the rivet in the hole, you can face the problems. So to solve this problem, we have to increase the dia of the hole as compared to dia of the rivet. So here, so what happens now after inserting this rivet, other end we are going to hammer that so that it forms the shape like that. So what in case we have to assume that this hole after hammering this rivet, okay, after hammering this rivet, now it's going to increase the dia of this section, and now it have to assume that this hole is completely filled by rivets. Actually होता क्या है कि जो रिवेट जो मेंबर में होल करते हैं कि रिवेट डाल सके, तो जो रिवेट की डाया होती है वो कहलाती है नॉमिनल डाया, और जो डाया ऑफ होल होती है वो कहलाती है ग्रास डाया. सो जो रिवेट की डाया होती है वो कम होती है एज कम्पेयर टू मेंबर के होल से, क्योंकि ईजिली उसमें डाली जा सके. ओके, सो जब हम रिवेटिंग की पैटर्न जानते हैं तो रिवेटिंग पैटर्न होता है, हम जब इंसर्ट करके रिवेट इंसर्ट करके और दूसरी तरफ से हीट करके उसे हथौड़े से इसके हेड को टेम्पर करते हैं. इससे क्या होता है, इसका जो डाया होता है वो थोड़ा सा इंक्रीज कर जाता है, और हम यह एज्यूम कर लेते हैं कि जो ये होल है वो कम्प्लीटली फिल्ड विद द रिवेट्स. ओके, so now next third one is the friction between the plates is the neglected. Okay, so when you talk about the friction, so there is the very little friction. There is always friction between every materials. So when you talk about the steel or iron, so there will be friction, but for the design purpose you have to neglect that the friction is the 0. So now next is the shear stress is assumed to be uniformly distributed over the cross section of rivets. Okay, so now here, so this is the rivets. This is the rivet. Now here, so what happens where shear stress develops in the, okay, in but in the lap joint. So this is so what happens now. Here there is the force and there is the force. So now this force going to pull here in this direction and this force going to pull in the opposite direction. So what happens, this section subjected to the shear stress. So now here the shear stress is assumed to be uniformly distributed over the gross cross section of rivets. Okay, so now as already assumed, that is the rivet hole is assumed to be filled completely by the rivets. So now here the gross dia is taken for the calculation of the shear stress. Now here the fifth point is the stress in plate is assumed to be uniform. Okay, so now here when we talk about the stress in the plate, so see that this is your plate, and now we have put a rivet at this point. So now if you see that here, so here, all those at every section you can say the stress is the same, no matter at this place or this place or this place or this place. At every place we can assume that the stress are the same. Now bending of rivet is neglected. So now there is a actually when you talk about the lap joint, so now here see that if you are applying a load here and we are going to apply load here, so a little bending moment has been occurring. A little bending moment has occurred here. But here for the design purpose we are going to neglect the bending of the rivets. Now seventh is the bearing stress is uniform between plate and rivets. So now here bearing stress is uniform between plate and rivets. Now here the bearing stress is assumed to be uniform over nominal contact surface of plate and rivets. Remember here what the nominal contact जो contact करेगा rivet और प्लेट्स के बीच में वहाँ पे यूनिफॉर्म रहेगा. Okay, let's start again with IS 800 1994. So now we are going to design the connections. So now here in your IS 800 we are going to find the connections. So now here this is the general material, general design requirement, design of tension member, design of compression member, design of member of subjected to bending, now combined stress, and now here connection as page number 92. So now here the connect general riveted closed tolerance bolt, high strength friction grip fastening, black bolt and welding, composite connection, member misting at joint, bearing bracket, gusset, packing, separation and diaphragms, lug angles, permissible stresses in the rivet and bolts, calculation of stress, gross and net area of rivet and bolts, area of rivets and bolt hole, stresses in rivets and bolts and welds, rivet and riveting, pitch of rivet, edge distance, tacking rivet, countersunk head, long grip rivet, bolt and bolting, pitch edge distance for tack bolt, black bolt, closed tolerance bolt, turn barrel bolt, washer, locking up nuts and welding. Actually we are going to find only that topic which are related to us. So now we are going to find at page number 92. So go to page number 92. So now here this is 95, page number 92. So here now this is your connections. So let's start here again. So let's start here again. So first let's see here the stresses are permissible stresses in rivet, bolt and weld. Rivet 8.9.4, that is the stresses in rivets, bolt and weld. So now here the maximum permissible stress in rivet and bolts. So power driven rivet. So axial tension is the 100. Okay, power driven rivets means here in workshop and machine by using the machines, riveting by using machines and in workshop. Okay, so now here, so and now hand driven rivets by using hand we are going to make the riveting process. So here the axial tension is for power driven rivets is the 100 MPa or Newton per mm square. For hand driven rivets this is the 80 Newton per mm square. Now shear is the for power driven means machine riveting this is the 100 and for hand driven rivets this is the 80. Now bearing this is the 300 and for hand driven this is the 250. Remember this because sometimes it may not be given or sometimes given. So remember this is the very short. This is the for power driven 100 300 and for hand driven this is the 80 250. Okay, so now here again for filter. Now next is now specifications. So here for specifications rivet and riveting pitch of rivets. So here the minimum pitch the distance between the center of rivets should not be less than 2.5 times the nominal dia of the rivets. Remember this is the phi, this is the nominal dia means the dia of rivet. Now maximum pitch, so maximum pitch the distance between the center to any two adjacent rivet including tack rivet shall not exceed 32 T or 300 mm whichever is less where T is the thickness of thinner member outside. Okay, so minimum pitch that is the distance between इससे कम नहीं होगा, इससे डिस्टेंस कम नहीं पे हम रिपीट कर सकते हैं दैट इज द 2.5 टाइम्स. ओके टाइम्स द डाया नॉमिनल डाया ऑफ रिविट्स. नाउ मैक्सिमम पिच की हम दो यदि पिच लगा रहे हैं तो उनकी मैक्सिमम पिच डिस्टेंस कितनी होनी चाहिए दैट इज डिस्टेंस बिटवीन द सेंटर ऑफ एनी टू एडजेसेंट रिविट इंक्लूडिंग टैक रिविट शैल नॉट एक्सीड 32 T और 300 mm विच एवर लीस 32 T और 300 mm इनमें से जो भी कम होगा उससे कम नहीं होना चाहिए where T is the thickness of thinner outer plate. Now here the edge distance, the minimum distance from the center of any hole to the edge of plate shall not be less than that given in the table 8.2. Edge distance, so this is the rivet from the edge, the rivet distance, the center of the rivet to the edge distance called the edge distance. Okay, so here this is the minimum distance from center of any hole to the edge of a plate shall not be less than the given in table 8.2. Okay, so see that the table 8.2 here for 13.5 for 13.5 mm this is the distance of to shared or hand flame cut edge, a distance to rolled machine flame cut or sawn or plant edge. Okay, so now here again plate can be two type. Here the cutting of plate is two type by using hand and by machine. So for hand this is the 19 or for second one that is the for by using the machine if you are going to cut the plate by machine. So this is the for 17 mm. So here 30.5 that is the diameter of the hole. This is the dia of hole means the gross dia. If the gross dia is 13.5 then the edge distance should not be less than 19 mm and for machine cutting it should not be less than 17 mm. So for 15.5 when the dia of hole or gross dia is the 15.5 so distance for okay, so here for hand cutting this is a 25 and for machine cutting this is the 22. Okay, so you have to just you have code but remember for general which are used. So now next one is the tacking rivets. Tacking rivet in case member covered under 8.10.1. B. Second, when the maximum distance between the center of two adjacent rivet is specified in 8.10.1b is exceed, tack rivet not subjected to calculation stress shall be used. Okay, okay. We will explain. I will explain. So here, so let's find the what is the distance. The tacking rivets shall have a pitch in line not exceed 32 times the thickness of outside plate or 300 mm. Okay, again, as already discussed, that is the maximum distance between two rivets should not be greater than 32t और 300 mm. इनमें से जो भी कम है इससे ज़्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए. वेयर द प्लेट आर एक्सपोज टू वेदर the pitch in lines shall not exceed 16 times the thickness of outside plate or 200 mm. Okay, so now here sometimes plate are exposed to weather. There are two type of plate again where एक्चुअली क्या होता है कि दो टाइप के प्लेट होते हैं. एक तो क्या होता है ओपन होता है, वेदर के संपर्क में रहता है, जिसपे धूप लगता है, बारिश लगता है और ये ठंडा गर्म सब सहता रहता है. एक इंटरनल होता है जिसपे इसका कोई इफेक्ट नहीं होता है. तो जो आउटसाइड प्लेट है जिसपे ये सब इफेक्ट करता है उसके लिए क्या है, इसके लिए हो जो टैग रिवेट होना चाहिए वो दैट इज द इट शुड नॉट एक्सीड 16 टाइम्स द थिकनेस ऑफ आउटसाइड प्लेट आर 200 mm. Okay, so let's go for 8.10.1. 8.10.1. Okay, B, that is the okay, no matter. So now here next is edge distance tack rivet. Okay, packing. There is the packing somewhere. Okay, pitch of rivet, combine and sisters. Okay, let's find tack rivet. Okay, so 10.10.3 says the all requirement is specified in 8.10.3.1 shall apply to compression member generally subjected to stipulation in the code affecting the design of construction of compression member. So now here same can be used for the compression member. Okay, again tack rivet says that is the here in case of member covered under 10.10.1b second actually not given when the maximum distance between the center of two adjacent rivet as specified in exceed the tack rivet. Actually this test developed in the tack rivet should not are not calculated. Tack rivet are used for only connecting the members. Okay, so what happens if you are going to add that is a two angle for long. So now for the separator we are going to put the separator between. Okay, so now let's find okay, so now here just wait. See that here, so if you are using suppose that now this is your plate. This is your plate and now here now you are going to connect this is the two angle section with this like that. So here this is and now you are going to continue this for the long distance So now here at the some distance we need to provide the separator here. Same thing we have to provide like and here and this is the plate. So we are going to provide the tack rivet here. So actually in tack rivet we are not going to calculate the strength of the tack rivet. Tack rivet are used only for the holding the members. and separators. Now next we are going to for the code, bolt and bolting, pitch and tack rivet. Okay, there is packing, we are going to missing packing, separator and diagram. Okay, packing. So here this is the 8.6 represent the packing. Rivet or bolt through packing. Here the number of rivets or bolt carrying calculated shear through a packing shall increase above the number of required by normal, calculating by 2.5% for each 2 mm thick of packing, except that for packing having thickness of 6 mm or less, no increase need to be made. For double shear connection packed for both sides, the number of additional rivet or bolt required shall be determined from the thickness of thicker packing. The additional rivet or bolt should preferable be placed in an extension of packing. Actually, what happens now? Suppose that we are going to connect two plate with different thickness. So now here, so this is your a plate of 15 mm thickness, and now due to some you can say structural problem or due to some economical problem, we are not going to find, due to any reason, if we do not have the same thickness, so now we have to use a different thicker plate. Suppose that this is your 10 mm. So now here, if you provide any material, so this is called here the packing. This is called packing. This is called packing. So now here, so now we are going to provide here bed joint. So again, hope you have understand the concept of packing. So now next let's come on the topic okay. So now here it says the rivet or bolt through packing. So पैकिंग जो होगा उस पर हम कितना रिवेट और बोल्टिंग कराएंगे. सो नंबर ऑफ रिवेट्स और बोल्ट कैरिंग कैलकुलेटेड शेयर थ्रू पैकिंग शैल बी इंक्रीज above number of required by normal, calculated by 2.5% for each 2 mm thickness of packing, except that. Okay, so now here if you use, so now for design, by using the design we are going to find the number of, by using the design we are going to find the number of rivets. Suppose that let's find the 5 rivets are used. So now for here, for 2 mm thick, okay, let's again go for camera. So let's find after designing we have to find that is the 5 rivets are used. 5 rivets are used. So now it says that is the for packing we have to provide the 2.5% for 2 mm thick. Okay, so let's take example now. Let's example this is your 20 mm, and now due to some problems we are going to use the 10 mm. Okay, so now here this is the 10 mm packing. So 10 mm packing means how much rivets are required for the packing is the, so 10 by 2, that is the 5 into 2.5. This is the 10 by 2, that is the thickness of packing, by 2, because per 2 mm we are going to find the part. So here this is the 7.5%. So number of packing rivet, number of packing rivets is the 5 into 7.5 by 100. जितना भी आएगा that is the you are going to use that rivets for the packing. Again it says that is the thickness packing, except that the for packing having a thickness of 6 mm or less, no increase need to be made. Okay, so when the thickness is less than or equal to 6 mm, so we are not going to make any rivet for packing. Okay, okay, let's again start here. This is the separator and diaphragm. So separator, as already discussed, when our member is the long, so we are going to provide the separator between this. So here the 8.7 is deal with the separator and diaphragms, where two or more rolled steel joist or channel are used side by side to form a girder. They shall be connected together at interval of not more than 1500 mm. 1500 mm, except in case of grillage beam encased in concrete. Okay, so here the separator, normally separator is used at every 1.5 meter. Okay, so now here the permissible stress of rivets and bolt. So 8.9 say the permissible stresses in rivets and bolts. Calculation of stresses. Here it says in calculating shear and bearing stresses, the effective diameter of rivet shall be taken as the whole diameter, that of the bolt as a nominal diameter. Okay, in calculating the axial tension stress in the rivet, the gross area shall be used in calculating the axial tensile stress in bolt or screw tension rod. Net area shall be used. Okay. So here shear and bearing stress, the effective diameter rivet shall be taken as the whole diameter, means the gross diameter. So now here 8.9.2 says gross and net area of rivet and bolt. The gross area of rivet shall be taken as the gross of the rivet hole. Remember, this is the gross area of rivet shall be taken as the gross cross-section area of rivet hole. The net sectional area of bolt or screw tension rod shall be taken as the area of root of threaded part of gross cross-section area of the unthreaded part, whichever is less. Okay, we will explain later. Now area of rivet. Okay, stress, permissible stress already discussed. So now here minimum pitch, just wait, anything else, pitch हो गया. Okay.